welcome to the It's Rainy Crafts podcast. My name is Raina. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry under SF Chick. Today is it's Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. Where did October go? I'm coming to you from central Pennsylvania, where I live with my mother, my husband, my son, my dog, and my cat. So, I hope that you are all well. I'm sorry that I haven't podcasted in a while. The last week of October was very busy because I went to Rhinebeck, and then I came home and went back to Philadelphia for a concert. So, let's get started. So, I barely did any knitting while I was on my trips. I took my knitting with me. I always have my knitting with me. It's a comfort to have my knitting with me. It's like my security blanket. So, on Thursday the 19th, we left for Rhinebeck, and we stayed at an Airbnb in Woodstock, New York. The place reminded me of, it was a little cottage, so it reminded me of Lord of the Rings, Frodo's house, specifically because when Gandalf's in his house, you see this grand, grotesque human, right? In this little hobbit house. And I'm not that tall, so I'm only like 5 foot, so I was taller than the refrigerator, which was kind of funny. And then we were getting ready to go to dinner, and Mom couldn't find her phone. So we decided to look for it later. We went to dinner because we were both hungry. And I had a massive cheese calzone. It was so delicious. It was like this big. It was huge. I mean, 3 people could eat it. And then the next morning we went to Wool & Folk. We settled in on Thursday night after dinner and went to Wool & Folk the next day. And what a mess that was. There was no signage. I could go on and on about what was wrong with Wool & Folk, but I'm not. I got sucked into a booth that I wanted to go into anyway. And I got the Rhinebeck doodle cards out from Pacific Knit Co. And I got a kit that's over on my shelf right now to do the Rhinebeck doodle kit when I want to. And then there was poor signage. It was muddy. It rained. It made the mud worse. I lost my mother at the beginning, and then I found her. And then she was in the restaurant, so I went into the restaurant and I gave her my bag and I said, I'm going out to get something to eat out here. Go find something to eat. Well, the menus were QR codes. I couldn't find my phone. So I panicked a little bit and found my phone. It was in my right hand the whole time underneath my wallet. And it was just a horrible, it wasn't horrible. It was not the experience that we had last year at Woolen Folk. So when I got locked out of the restaurant, I went to the 5th floor because I was determined to find this dyer, the Woolens and Nosh. She wasn't on the 5th floor. I walked back down the stairs. Things weren't clearly labeled. And I'm walking down and so I didn't know if these people in line were waiting for the elevator or the bathroom when I came down, when I was done on the 5th floor. So I just took the stairs and walked down 5 flights of stairs to the bottom and finally found Woolens and Nosh. They were all the way in the back where I didn't go before. And then, like, I found my friend Joanna from Stitching the High Notes, and she tapped me on the shoulder. And I looked at, and I just, like, gave her the biggest hug because it was, like, yeah, crowds and stuff. And I wish the experience was better. And from what I hear, I won't be surprised if most of these dyers go to Indian Tangled or Cake Palooza next year. Because next year we're thinking to go to another pre-Rhinebeck show when we go. So the next day it rained and we were watching the weather, and by the time that we got to the fairgrounds, the Dutchess County Fairgrounds, we parked in the handicap parking with our placard and got to go in the handicapped entrance. And by the time we got to the Y, my mother went right and I went left because my determination was to go to barn 39 that day, which Cece's Wool was in. So I found something for my mom's friend and I bought it for her. I bought her a scarf. It's lighter than this color, but it had alpaca on it and it was so soft and she loved it when I gave it to her. And then I walked a little bit more and found some coffee. Because I'm a big coffee drinker, I got some coffee. And then I realized what time it was, so I said, oh, I better go to the hill. The hill is like, because the first time that I thought of the hill, I lived in San Francisco, so I'm thinking San Francisco Hills. It's just like a little grassy knoll. And so I was on the hill and I posted in my our Discord with my friends. I said, I'm on the hill, you know, and then I started walking around and seeing if I knew anybody. And then I saw my friend Joanna down towards the bottom and I started walking down there. And I slid on the mud pit. I slid, and then I slid, and then I landed on my knees. So the bottom of my pants my pants were muddy. I had green pants on. They were muddy. And suddenly when I fell, I had this whole group of women come over and help me up off the ground, and it was so nice, and I wasn't embarrassed at all, because normally I am embarrassed when I fall. But it was just, the experience was incredible, and got to see friends, and I got my picture with my friend, and I got some more pictures and talked to some more people. And then I walked to barn 39 after a while, and I found a little felted sheep. I named him Joseph because he's over here. His name is Joseph. His coat is very colorful, so Joseph in the Technicolor sheep is his name. So I started walking around Rhinebeck even more. Well, the barn that I was in, and I was determined to find Cece's wool, and I found Cece's wool because I wanted to get her show colorway, which was a green, variegated greens and blacks, and so I got that. And then I found out that these people that I bought from at Yarn Centric, the Mitchell Wool Company, was selling their bags. So I got a tote bag. It says "For Flock's Sake," and that's my description for Woolen Folk. It was like for flock's sake. You could have treated the vendors better. You could have created a more accessible experience for people, for the disabled. I'm disabled myself. I am lucky enough that I don't have to have a cart or a chair to go around in, but the people that are more disabled than I am couldn't experience Woolen Folk, and I felt bad for them. But I got my bag, and then I found an artist that we found on Etsy one time, and my mom has all her artwork in our house. So when I found my mother, I told her, I said, I found the artist that's in the bathroom, so she wanted to go back. So I went back to the barn a second time and walked around and spent more money than I should have. But all in all, it was a great experience. And then Mom we were on our way back to the Airbnb, and Mom's like, oh my God, my artwork, where's my artwork? And I was like, oh, maybe it's in the back of the car. So, and we couldn't go back to the festival because it was closed for the day. It was after 5 o'clock. And so we went back, so we decided to go back on Sunday. And Sunday, we retraced our steps and found the artwork that my mom misplaced. It was in the first booth that she was in. This lady, she felts flowers and puts them on hair clips. So my mom got a couple of hair clips, and we spent a lot of time in her booth. So, that's where it was. And Mom was happy that she found our artwork. I was happy to go back a second day and talk to more people. And, yeah, we're thinking the next year that we go, we found a Holiday Inn in Socrates that we're going to try to get a room with. So, yeah, we're going to do that. And I think that I want to try another, pre-Rhinebeck show next year, because I can only pick one. Being in the car and going to all three with my budget is not good for me. I'd rather go to one and mosey on, but I don't like time ticket events. But the one that I went to in Maryland in May was the time ticket event, and I was able to walk around and talk to people and do that. So, all in all, it was good. And then after we left on Sunday, we left the fairgrounds on Sunday. We drove down to the Poconos to visit my mom's friend Anne for a day. And we went to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and walked around there. And there was a yarn store that we found, that my mother-in-law found on Facebook, that I found. You know, I was like, oh, the Knitter's Edge is in Bethlehem. We should go. I'm like, Mom found it on Facebook and always wanting to go. So, you see this bag right here. It's what Anne bought for me from the Knitter's Edge. Thank you, Anne. And then we we came home. And then we did laundry, and then I did laundry because I was leaving the next day. I was leaving on that Wednesday to go to Philadelphia. So I had to wash, I had to pack. I had to pack a lot lighter than I did for Rhinebeck because I was only carrying a backpack and my project bag with my knitting and the important stuff in there. So, we went to Philadelphia. We went to go see Depeche Mode, an 80s band, bucket list band for me. My husband is not into Depeche Mode as much as I am. He said he was kind of bored listening to their music because they were singing ballads in the middle of the set, and it was putting him to sleep. And my husband is more of a Metallica guy, Iron Maiden type of music person, and we were in walking distance of the Wells Fargo Center, and thank goodness we were, because the traffic getting out of there was absolutely crazy that night. So then the next morning we got up. Well, Dave got up, and then he got me up, and we decided to go. Well, he said he wanted to go see the Rocky statue. I said, okay, let's go. You know, we went to the Rocky statue. We got our pictures taken around the Rocky statue. It was fun. We came home, and then I did so much walking that day. I think we walked to the shuttle. We took the subway. We took 2 buses. No, was it 2 buses? 1 or 2 buses, and then we went to the Rocky statue, and then we got on another bus and got off by the 30th Street train station to go home. So all in all, it was fun. It was so much fun. I was so tired. Friday, we went to dinner to celebrate Kellen turning 13, because on the day we were in Philadelphia, it was his 13th birthday. And we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, where he wanted to go for his birthday. And what else did we do? Oh, and then my mom left for Oregon the next day. So I'm at home with the dog and the cat till Saturday when she comes back. And last night we went trick-or-treating. We went to, I went to my sister-in-law's because I wasn't giving out candy, so I didn't want to be home. And I walked around Red Lion with my nephew, with my 2 nephews and my son, while they trick-or-treated. My younger nephew, Camden, had a blow-up T-Rex inflatable costume that he walked around in. My nephew, Tucker, was an Olympic medalist. He runs track, so he had all his numbers from his previous races pinned on his shirt, and he wore his medal. And then Kellen was the wrangler for the dinosaur. So it was pretty good. And we had a great time. And so that is that. And as for knitting, I finished my This Is the Way sock, my first one. It's upstairs. I'll show you next time. But tomorrow I'm going to my knit group, and I pulled a sweater out of hibernation that I'm working on. My gray and purple cardigan that I am working on. I put 2 rows onto it already. And I think I'm halfway done with the body because I'm on 43. And I think I'm going to do 8 stripes. So, and they're 10 by 10 stripes. So I'm on 43 now. So I think I'm halfway done. But other than that, I hope that you have a good day. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.